Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. And in the last episode, guys, Sleeper had their final confrontation with Lane, and it seemed like the crime lord was just seconds away from taking over Sleeper's body, but Overseer fortunately arrived at the very last moment and fried Lane's brain and sent the signal out exposing his deception with Senetstat. Now, Sleeper passed out during all of this and awoke many cycles later, and things seem to be a lot better. However, their body is continuing to break down, and the reboot needs to happen. I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to be until we do that reboot, but we're just going to keep on keeping on for right now and see what happens. Cadet has some words for us. How are you doing? Cadet finds you in a dark side thoroughfare. A glass-roofed canyon of struts and screens. Still recovering. Hey, I get it. Cadet smiles. But look where we are. She gestures around at the broad street with its layers of tech and dirt. Heart of the belt. You look, really look, at the glass-roofed street. Its walls are built from scaffold and shipping containers, hull plates and Solheim Hab units. People glide across the open space to units and shops on either side, and everywhere screens flicker and glare, without sense and reason. You can feel the heat, the power that flows through this place, collected by the vast solar cells that form the city's foundations. Heart is the right word. This place is a center of circulation, toned muscle tough and running to a beat. You turn to Cadet and can see it in her eyes. She loves being here. I've been thinking, she glances away, of how good it would feel to run my air bike down this street. She smiles. The city has neat couriers, right? That's a good idea. I know. She flexes her shoulders back. But there's some unfinished business weighing me down. She meets your eye. Hexport. You think of the drive tucked away in the scatter yards, the one that contains the data stream from a drone mine vivisection, the one that might have caused the loss of an entire station. We need to finish what we started. Cadet looks deadly serious. Find who's responsible and make it known. Clear my name. Is Hexport still irradiated? I would think so. But it'll be fading. We can get in and out safely from what I know. And we better try soon, because the safer it gets, the more scavengers will come to pick the bones. We want there to be something left to tell the story. I know a lot just went down. Cadet puts a hand on her hip. But these clowns could still be operating. Hell, they could be trying the same thing again on this station. We need to go find what they did. She takes a deep breath. I'll be waiting. And maybe, once it's all done, she turns away. I'll let you take the first air bike ride through this place. She raises a hand and then is gone. New contract on the map. Okay, cool. We got a contract. What else do we have here? Dark Side Exchange? No, we can buy fuel and supplies. That's great. Let's go ahead and do that now. That's cool to be here at Dark Side without having any kind of like, ooh, is this the countdown? Reboot prep. Bliss is preparing the software to finish your reboot, a necessary procedure if you want to halt your frame's rapid decay. Utsubo Safe House, abandoned gang hideout. Cleaning house. Utsubo collapsed while you were recovering, but its members and enforcers are still on Dark Side. Shift boxes and search safe house. Oh, actually, this seems like a good time to go ahead and throw some points in. What do we want to throw in? Intuition, interface, endure? I think intuition is probably going to be our best bet. Call that good. So we may throw some points in there. Kenta's Corner, compact food stall. Buy a meal. Kenta's Corner is a tiny booth built into a cramped alley selling the best tempura on Dark Side. Or at least so Seraphin claims. Oh, I love tempura. Alrighty. Scrapper Market. Scrap Shift. Get some coin. Buy scrap components, process raw scrap. The scrappers will process your scrap in bulk, pay you for the offcuts, and return you the processed plates. It's not a bad deal. Okay, I'm down for that. Hey. The Habep facility, Solheim Ruin. Oh, Junie studies. Junie has gone straight to the Habep core and has asked not to be disturbed. What is she doing down there? There's a lot going on here. Okay. And then Seraphin wants us to go over to Oliveira as well. So let's look. Clear out Utsubo. Clear the safe house. Wait for Bliss. Visit the Hexport remains and revisit Oliveira. We can do that. But since we have some good dice right now, we might as well go ahead and see about clearing this safe house. So... okay. Look at that. The safe house stretches deep into the block and beyond. Utsubo had many secrets, and this is the time to reveal them. Yeah, we definitely don't want history repeating itself. Good, good, good. Over halfway done with just this. Neat. And might as well give this a shot. And one. Let's go ahead and call it a day. Let's just do some odd jobs. And also, more importantly, let's go ahead and feed Jonesy. It has been a while. Thank you much. And we'll just source supplies to get that back. All good, it seems. And let's try and finish strong here. We'll keep the 6 dice in case we need them. And you uncover a concealed stack of slates in a hidden compartment. What is on these? You watch as the last stack of crates is guided up and out of the cavernous Utsubo safe house. You doubt it'll be long before this space is filled. Darkseid will not tolerate a vacuum for long. The city takes every opportunity. Its inhabitants build in every crack and crevice. As Utsubo spaces are cleared, or as they're cleared, they'll be occupied. The gang's legacy will be buried under factories, kitchens, markets, and housing. But the people will remember the cold and desperate grip they once held on this place, even if the city does not. Yeah, I forgot about that. Utsubo suffered as well because Lane, through the Syndicate, was having to have Senate come and take over. You come to gloat? The voice takes you by surprise, and you turn to see Orin, floating in the shadows, arms folded. He drifts toward into the pool of yellow light. You overthrew a tyrant. You should be pleased with yourself. His tone is flat, and you're unsure how to read his statement. It wasn't just me. Many people did this. I suppose. Orin eyes you. But from what I heard, you burnt those pale eyes out of his skull. He smiles a thin smile. I imagine it was quite a sight. You don't recall the moment of Lane's death. In fact, the abstract nature of that moment, almost dreamlike, means you had almost forgotten. You tense a little as his scream comes back to you. A screech of white noise bathed in white light. What I think about that is when Robert Pattinson it finally sees the top of the lighthouse in that movie. If you know, you know. Orin is still watching you. He almost would have respected you for actually doing it. Orin inspects his knuckles. If he could have respected a creature like you. What do you want? Orin grins. Just to satisfy my curiosity. I came here to clear out the old disease, just like you. Oren gestures to the space. Atsubo had to go, and I came here to be part of that process. You can't burn everyone you don't like out of this place, I'm afraid. Oren folds his arms. This is our home, whether you like it or not. I didn't like Lane. It's hard to imagine anyone did. He saw Darkseid for the opportunity it was and woke Otsubo from its slumber. He turned a gang into an administration, and a city into a machine. He was too erratic for my taste, perhaps, but he held this place, shaped it into something. I see that you have no intention of doing the same. So what'll happen now? Oren meets your eye. You created a space that must be filled. Will you take responsibility for that at least?
Are you saying it should be you?
The question is, will you say otherwise? Oren glares at you. I've been here longer than you, longer than Lane. This is my city. I'm not asking for your permission. I just wanted to get a measure of the sleeper that put down Lane. Oren shakes his head. But I can see now, you're just a machine. In the end, I should thank you. This city was done with Lane. Oren gives you a nod. And I'll be honest enough to admit that you did what I didn't. But never forget that you're an outsider here. And Darkseid hates outsiders.
Before you can respond, Oren kicks off and glides up toward the upper levels of the safe house, leaving you alone in the empty space. Though you do not put weight to his words, they still sting. Perhaps you think there's something to them. Who are you to decide the future of a city, when your own future is falling apart each cycle? Is your decline a spiral that can trap others in its wake, or a necessary transition? The crisis before a new shape emerges. You hug your arms close to your side, suddenly cold in the stripped-bare safe house, and ascend once more. I mean, all things considered, it could be worse. It could have been the other guy, the knife pervert. Well, we have a little bit of time. I actually want to see what Junie's up to down at the bottom, but we're going to need another cycle for that. So let's go ahead and... let's see, trade hall. Let's do some shifts. Get a little cryo in. And then we'll be able to deal with that. I think we can then talk to Junie, see what Junie wants, do the mission with Cadet, and then maybe head to Olivera and see what's going on there with Carmen. Still a lot to do. I'm liking it. I figured the game would have been over once Lane got toasted, but pleasantly surprised there. And our dice are still in pretty good shape, all things considered. I think we only lost one in that entire time we were in Darkseid. Oh god. Junie knocks gently on the frame of the berth's doorway. Sleepa, can I show you something? There's an excitement in her eyes that makes it impossible to say no. Junie talks most of the way down into the Habet facility, which is no short journey. She explains the scale of the data hidden within the station's mainframe, but also the issues with extracting it. When the Habet was first expanded, when it became Darkseid after the collapse, no one gave much thought to preserving the existing network architecture. She guides you through the substructure, picking a route through the maze of shuttered passages. They parasited their tech directly into the existing system, so now thousands of cycles later, the two networks are totally enmeshed, dependent on each other. Junie takes a series of sudden turns, and you realize this is a very familiar route to her now. Messing with the Solheim network means messing with the systems that keeps the city going. She leads you down a long corridor, one you recognize as leading directly to the core. Let's let her explain. This meshing is not a good thing. She shakes her head. It makes Darkseid brittle,
fragile even. This place is on more of a knife's edge than anyone would believe.
You look around. Certainly the underside you're now traveling through looks cycles away from collapse.
But all the data we've been extracting, that I've been archiving, Junie continues, it could help us here. It could help us clean up the HAPEP systems. And we could turn this place into an archive so that others could come to learn more about the ruins Solheim left us.
What is in all this data?
Anything you can imagine. Everything from corporate messaging records to blueprints and maps.
She shakes her head.
It's too much for me to process or understand, but thanks to our visit to the bunker, I have a plan and something that will help me.
You arrive at the doors to the mainframe and Junie suddenly stops.
I spoke to Bliss. They told me...
She pauses.
I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you have a lot to deal with right now. Don't worry.
Junie smiles weakly.
I'll do my best.
Junie hits a button and the doors hiss open. You both glide into the mainframe. Its columns studded with the blinking lights of active traffic.
I got the idea from you, actually. Well, from you and Overseer.
Junie glides over to the mainframe. You look at the mainframe, and you see now that it's surrounded by new terminals and wiring. Some kind of external access network Junie has set up.
I've had to beg, borrow, and steal to get this going, but now we have safe access into the network. It's low risk.
She moves over to one of the terminals.
It's not quite finished, though.
You recall the last time you were here. Lane, Overseer, the spear of white light, and then nothing. You wonder where Overseer is now, if they're anywhere at all. You remember how it felt, being dissolved into the network. The vertiginous possibility of life without a body. Something flickers through the lights. A shimmer of movement. Like a fish beneath water.
Sleeper?
Junie breaks your train of thought.
Are you listening? I was saying I need more data to finish preparing.
She shrugs.
I know. We've already extracted so much, but there's often so little of it that's usable among the bit rot and corruption.
Where from?
Helion Gate is a place to get data. Apart from there, it's the biggest pre-collapse facility in the belt, and its hostile conditions means a lot of it is untouched. If it's too much before your reboot, I get it. I just want to do something with everything we've managed to grab from the bunker and the wrecks. We pulled it from the dock. Let's expose it to the light.
Junie turns back to face you.
Well, this is what I wanted to show you.
She looks away.
I'm not sure I understand. That's okay. Maybe when it's finished.
She shrugs. Junie turns back to the terminal, and before long, she's fully engrossed. You imagine she barely even remembers you're here. You leave Junie to her preparations, and start your ascent to the streets of Darkside. Thoughts of Overseer flickering in the back of your mind. Ends. Okay, new drive available? What are we doing for Junie here? She needs Solheim data? Uh-oh, where'd it go? Is it here? Oh, HAPEP facility. Okay, there we go. Give Junie data. Junie needs one final batch of Solheim data to complete her work on the mainframe and lay the foundations for her archive. Oh, she needs 6. Well, good thing I got that. That was easy. Junie is thankful for the data.
I have everything prepared. Just give me a moment.
You've been waiting for what feels like a long time. Junie insists you can't help, so you find yourself floating in the baking heat of the HAPEP mainframe while she taps away at her terminal. As you do, you can't help but shake the feeling of a presence nearby, one that you're coming to understand as some remnant of Overseer. You don't know if Overseer was ever really a person, but now with so many selves combined and dispersed, their consciousness expanding to fill the vast space of the HAPEP and its networks, they surely aren't even close to human anymore. You think of them as a ghost, but perhaps now they're better understood as something less mournful, as a system, a process, a thing becoming. The entire station is their body. You can't help but wonder how that feels.
And we are ready.
Junie hits a key on her terminal with percussive force.
It'll take a little while, but she'll be online in a few moments.
She looks flushed with excitement.
She? Weren't you listening last time?
Junie squints at you.
Don't tell me you drifted off.
I was thinking about Overseer. Junie shakes her head.
Then you don't know.
She suddenly looks concerned. A voice screeches out of the terminals. It descends in pitch from a squeal to speaking. Then, below the mainframe, a flickering projection appears, first as lines and then as solid light.
Welcome, visitors.
Oh, Junie brought Warden with her.
I am the Warden. Please provide...
The image jerks and freezes, then blinks out.
Shit.
Junie taps at her terminal.
Just need to reconfigure her for HAPEP environment.
How is this possible?
I found her, or at least an iteration of her, in what we took from the bunker. Don't worry.
Junie glances over her shoulder.
I've taken precautions. She can't hurt us. The technician is right.
Warden's clipped voice echoes through the cavernous mainframe bay.
My protocol is operating under safe mode limitations.
Warden's blind eyes stare out over your head.
Do not be concerned, Officer Dahl. Sorry, I'll fix that.
What about the archive?
Warden is our archive. She can sort the data, act as an interface, answer queries from anyone who visits.
Junie smiles.
Come on, you have to admit this is pretty cool.
You look at the statuesque figure of Warden, once at the heart of Solheim's intelligence-gathering operations across the belt. Could such a tool of corporate oversight ever be used for something good?
Look, watch this.
Junie turns to Warden.
Warden, provide the last known location of every Solheim vessel above Ryger class in the Starward belt. Immediately, technician.
Warden draws a circle with a pointed finger and it expands, filling with bright specks. At first hundreds and then thousands. A constellation of sights.
See?
Junie grins.
This is our future, built on the foundation of our past. These tools are ours now.
Oh wow, that is salvaged like thousands of vessels. You look at the arc of specks, the points of light describing the shape of a long-dead corporation's power.
This is incredible.
Junie smiles.
It is. People need to know what this city, this system is built on. Warden can do that. Expose that. It'll be up to us to reshape the ruins into something new. I knew when I saw her I couldn't leave her there alone in the dark. I've been in that dark pit, and I won't condemn another being to it.
Junie looks at the placid Warden.
Human or not, how we treat her is a test of our own values, of the world we project. Data is not currency. It is not a commodity. It is the immaterial output of a system, a structure, a society.
Junie meets your eye.
This will be a place to uncover that system for ourselves.
That was very Hideo Kojima right there. She looks around at the chaotic trailing wires and the floating terminals.
Once I've cleaned up a bit.
You and Junie spend a little longer in the mainframe, sorting cables and offering Warden casual queries. Not all of them return useful information, and Junie begins listing out the changes she will need to make. After a while, you both find yourself tiring, heads aching with all the fresh information you've crammed into them. So you close up the core and ascend back through the layers of the facility to Darkside's surface. As you do, you feel the history of each strata, the layers that make up this place and the belt beyond.
Now, more than ever, it feels tangible to you, as if it contains not only the past, but the promise of the future as well. Hey, man, we got another upgrade point here. That's kind of cool, though, that she saved Warden. And we have nothing else here other than the Hexport remains. I kind of want to save that, though. That's kind of a nice kind of turnaround. Or kind of going back to the beginning, you know? So let's do this. Let's go to... well, first off, let's get some food here at Kenta's Corner. His main dish is called a GTS. Spacer Trade Hall. Let's head here and do a little bit more scrapping. A little bit more cryo. Worst comes to worst, when Sleeper's asleep, that can be distributed among the crew. Maybe it's time to go to Olivera. Yeah, we have Hexport, finish the reboot, and revisit Olivera. Another thing that I actually want to do is, let me look at the map here, is... Let's see. Man, that's still... Wellspring is still blocked off. They are building their own little kingdom over there, aren't they? Okay. Well, that's okay. Let's go ahead and travel to... Oh, wait, I forgot how far we are. Alright, to the Hollow first, then. Oh. You feel it the moment you wake. A flicker at the edge of your perception. A sensation beyond your body. A blinking. A tugging. And then numbness as something shuts off within you. The panic is instant. The feeling of something not right being within you, spiking your fear. But no pain comes. You feel no further shifts. And as time stretches out, you settle again. You calm yourself. But you know immediately that this is what Bliss was referring to. Your frame's decline. The one the reboot should reverse. You flex a little. Feel your body, trying to ground yourself in it. It will not collapse this cycle, but something has changed. This is how it'll be until the reboot. You hope you have long enough to finish what you must. You begin the cycle slowly, holding the pieces of yourself together. You try not to let your thoughts wander to darker things, and fix your eyes on the tasks ahead. The belt drifts past the window, following a flow of its own, expanding, collapsing, shifting in its own way. People say it's drifting away, getting further from Helion's star. That one day, it'll drift out of the system altogether, into interstellar space. You find a strange solace in that. Somehow, knowing that entropy is the way of the universe makes your own decline palatable. At least for a little longer. Oh. You have gained a permanent glitch. A permanent glitch is represented in red by your glitch clock and will not be expended when rolling a glitch die. You now have a chance of rolling a glitch dice every cycle. This cannot be fixed. Oh no. Okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, that's the case. Then we need to finish our stuff as quickly as possible. So let's go ahead and I'm not even going to stay here and do anything. I don't think there's anything for us to do here in the Hollow. Let's head to Olivera. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can buy stuff here. That's fine. Stop! A shadowed figure meets you in the docking tunnel. No saboteurs allowed. Hey, kid. Seraphim glides forward and ruffled the figure's hair. Still playing sheriff? Nah, just bored. Xander grins. What are you two doing here? He glides alongside you and Seraphim as you drift through the tunnel. None of your business. Seraphim pushes past. No offense, kid, but you aren't actually the sheriff around here. You pass through the familiar docks and back into Olivera. A surprisingly pleasant feeling, oddly like coming home.
You came!
Keynes is there in the docking concourse, waiting to greet you.
I'm impressed.
Seraphine's face immediately erupts into an uncontainable smile.
Cadence?
He turns to you. You two remember each other, right?
Sleeper saved the colony.
Cadence's deadpan answer seems intended to cover for Seraphine's awkwardness.
Yeah, I remember them.
The four of you descend down through the docking tower together and into Olivera itself. The colony looks much the same as when you left, though you can pick up from Cadence that changes are coming.
Carmen's back with a vengeance since Dockside.
Cadence smiles.
He's all about expanding and improving the colony, which is why I asked you to come, Sarah.
The nickname slips out, but both Cadence and Seraphine clock it and glance at you. As you reach the core of the colony, you see the increased activity. There are more colonists than you remember, and they move back and forth with purpose, carrying crates and tools, the chatter less than usual.
We need all the help we can get to sort the place out.
Cadence notices you watching the stream of freight and people.
Carmen wants to do some kind of event, an anniversary, I think. Honor the founders and all that. Gonna be a big party.
Xander grins.
Can't wait. So,
Caden looks between you and Seraphine.
What do you think? You up for some colony-mandated manual labor?
She grins. Seraphine gives you a sideway glance, observing your response carefully. How could you say no? So, if we're starting to get glitched dice like this, I'm glad I'm doing all of this before investigating Hexport, because if it's a job, then I'll have friends coming along. But right now, while Sleeper's just by himself, this may be the best option. So, I'll tell you what, it seems like a perfect place to go ahead and call it an episode, guys. We need to get everything done before Sleeper falls apart at the seams. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. I will see you next time. Later days, everyone.